You're never going to cover dark circles, sunspots, bruising, whatever issue that you have that you're trying to cover. It's not going to happen with a silicone foundation like the ones that you're using right now. You need cream. Let me show you. Cream products like this are formulated with wax, and that is kind of the magic maker in the coverage game. Professional makeup artists have always relied on cream foundations and concealers to cover tattoos, to cover pretty much anything that you could throw at them. So I've got some bruising here on my lips, and I have a bruise on my cheek from filler recently. So I'm going to show you how to cover that. It was recently pointed out to me that I do not have enough of dark circles under my eyes for you guys to trust me that this stuff will cover, but please go check out the pinned post in my bio if you want to see me cover some serious dark purple spots under the eyes. I'm going to start by whiting it out. So I'm going to take the tiniest touch of this concealer, which is very intense, as you can see. It's like white out. And I'm going to I had a little too much here, so I'm going to just transfer some of that over here and just pat it out until it's totally dry. And I pick this up over here. We're not going to leave it white, but the whiting it out is a little bit easier, honestly, than color correcting, which you could also do. But it's a little bit more time consuming, and to buy those specific products when they only have one purpose, which is to color correct, this one has many purposes. It can brighten, it can lighten other foundations, it can highlight, it can conceal. It's just a smarter product. And makeup artists who are really busy, doing a lot of clients, time is really, really important to us. So we don't want to mess around with 1,500 products when we know that we can have one on standby that always does the job. Okay, so this looks crazy, right? But we're not done. What you need to get here is no slippery feeling, all right? It needs to feel kind of tacky and totally dry. Now we're gonna set it with a little bit of powder. To set it with powder, I like to use a small, fluffy brush. So the difference between a fluffy brush is that it's really easy to move. This one is a dense brush where you have to apply quite a bit of pressure to move it. So dense, fluffy. Let's get a little bit. This is the Science of Pretty Cool Matte Powder. We're going to take a little bit of that and just pop it on top, and then look for any color that's still coming through. And it's really minimal. There's still a little bit coming through right here, but I think I can cover that with foundation. So then we're gonna mix up the foundation. This is the right color for me, but if this wasn't the right color for you, then you would blend this with a little bit of the lightener or darkener and get the right color. And then it's just gonna lay right on top of the white and take it all away. And there's still a little bit peeking through. So I can just pop a little bit more on in just the spot where it's peeking through without having to layer it. With a silicone product, first of all, you're just not going to get the coverage, but secondly, it's just going to flood everywhere. There's no way to localize a silicone product. And then we'll put this on the lips to bring them back to life. And then we'll move forward with powder and then a lip liner and lip gloss. Layering it up right here just a little bit. And now bruises are gone. Now the bruising might be gone, but these lips still look pretty dead. So let's bring this whole look back to life and finish it up. So I've applied the Science of Pretty complexion bundle in the highlighting and contouring pattern that I use, and underneath that is foundation. I just swipe the stick. You've seen me do this many times. If you're new here, just check out my bio. There's tons of videos, and there's little categories pinned too. If you want something specific, that should be easy to find. There are little categories right above the thumbnail photos for the bio of videos. Right above all those little thumbnails is some little gray boxes, and those are like little categories. It's kind of a new feature. If you haven't noticed that yet, it can be really helpful in helping you find what you're looking for so that you don't have to navigate months and months of content. Okay, so this is the Siren brush that I'm using to kind of blend this all out. It doesn't really hang on to very much product at all, so you can kind of bounce around. And I'll get a little bit of forehead contour here. If you have a smaller forehead, you would want to skip that. A little bit of highlight in the middle brings the middle of the forehead forward. All right, and then I've also contoured here in my crease area and with just a couple of dots of that concealer. And I'm just gonna blend that out, bring it down onto my lid, into the crease, and then once it's pretty well blended, I want to start moving that blend upward, upward, upward. One point of contact, keep the contact there and just go back and forth. It's high friction, low pressure. All right, so that gives you a nice fade. It takes a little bit of time. Eyeshadow blending is not for the faint of heart. Like, you got to be committed to this. If you're not going to blend well, just stay away from eyeshadow. All right, now we'll get our fade going up, 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 up till we're damn near touching the brow with the brush. Might need a little bit more over here. I'm gonna set under the eyes with the Cool Matte Powder. And the setting powder is also gonna give you some coverage for any bruising or discoloration that you're trying to cover. Cream products are where it's at for coverage if that's what you're trying to do. And they're not readily available. And the ones that are usually have petroleum in them. So Science Pretty, super hyper clean, hyper clean. If you're not sure what that means, use the contact form and get my list. You can request my list. It has all the names that petroleum hides under and all of some other information that you need to know about clean makeup and how the cosmetics industry is basically poisoning women. All right, let's fix these dead lips. A little bit of lip liner. I like to smudge it in. This is a new one. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. It's a little too pink, but I don't mind a little color for today's purposes. Push that in. Again, wax is where it's at for longevity. I like a lip liner that doesn't go on super slick and smooth. I want more of a dry wax feeling, and this one's pretty smooth, which tells me it's not going to stay put very long. In my blending, I exposed a little bit of that bruise again by knocking off some of the makeup that I had applied to it. So I just went back in and popped a little bit more on, and that is the beauty of a cream also, is that it's so easy to use in the teeniest, tiniest little places and buildable, but you do have to kind of leave it alone after that. If you're gonna be applying friction to your face with something else or touching your face, you're probably gonna break down the product eventually and your secrets are gonna show through. We'll go in with the gloss on top, and the light reflection that you're gonna get from the gloss is gonna do a lot for enhancing the size of your lips and making them look more even in color. All right, now we're gonna take the lip gloss and place it right on the apples of the cheeks. If that scares you, use blush and then tap that out. But this lip gloss was made to do both, and it gives the most gorgeous shine. It looks like skin, and it has just enough color that you can use this just by itself like I do, or you can put a little bit of color underneath it or add a cream like this one to it to kind of blend and give yourself a little bit more color if you feel like you need it. But I use this on an awful lot of people, and it seems to be perfect every time. The custom complexion bundle is available in my TikTok shop.